coming this afternoon, right? I think the event today is we are launching our new retail trading platform. I think the thing that a lot of people are talking today about, the retail trading platform is it safe, right? Is it up, is it up to date? What can your trading platform offer? So I think retail trading platform today, increasingly in the digital age, AI age, and all that, has become not just a tool. In fact, it has become a way of life, if you will. Right? Today, if you look at your phone, right? If you look at your phone, and this is your bank account, right? It's your ATM. It's everything into that, right? So I think trading platforms today are also, in a way, function. It is actually dovetailed into very much what we do today, right? So it is actually our pleasure and actually the honor of the bank to be able to upgrade the retail trading platform. As you all know, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, right? A lot of houses today, broking houses, they just make do. They just use back the same system to trade. But I think the bank has taken another way to make sure that when our customers trade with us, it is safe enough. Number two, it is fast enough, right? And with the analytics and the tools that we have in the latest trading platform, you'll find that there are things that we can do that will be helpful for people like you to trade stocks. I see that most of you all here are quite young. Do you trade?
Yes.
Okay. Betul ni.
Okay, Malacca.
Huh?
Malacca is back on
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can someone please get him a phone? No, but really, I think today what we want to do is, if you go back, right, you will find that a lot of people probably from ages of maybe say early 30s to late 40s, they don't trade. Have you asked yourself this question? Why? Don't have, right? But today I'm glad to say that, I see young people coming back to the market to trade, right? And I think it's incumbent on the younger people to trade, to make Malaysia's Bursa Malaysia a good market, a vibrant market to trade. Let's not, hope on the foreigners to trade. But if we as the retail, as customers, don't trade, who else will? Who else will? So I want to take this opportunity to encourage all the young people here, right? To trade. To trade. Our system is safe, it is fast, it gives you the tool to trade. And today also, I think the next stage, I think Mr. Ong here can also weigh in, is that stage 2 our system will allow you to also trade internationally. You can trade in Hong Kong, US,
Singapore.
and Singapore, right? You may think that I look young, right? I am not young. Okay, so I say this with a pinch of a pinch of experience. When I came out to work in '97, so you can roughly guess how old I am. It is almost impossible to trade with a foreign boss. Today, when I talk to my son is in uni. He buys stocks in AXX. You guys today have that opportunity which both of us didn't have. So seize this opportunity, trade, because we want people to make money. We want this generation, the young generation, to create wealth, right? Start with our local market. And today, I think our local market today, if you ask me, is at the levels where its valuations are quite fair. It is not too expensive still to go in, number one. We have good quality stocks, all right? And number three, I think the thing is the government is doing a lot to promote our local boss, right? You can speak to Bursa Malaysia, you can speak to the Securities Commission and all that. It is quite different, say maybe 20 years ago as compared to today, right? So there are a lot of opportunities today for people to trade. And if you have not opened an account, please make sure you do.
Yeah, today is the day.
Today is the day, trade, right? Any one of you, please try out our platform.
Yeah.
Right? Personally, you have my card. I would like to hear feedback from you guys, how we can improve.
Right.
Now, you will find that this system is quite interactive, right? On the web basis, you can actually also, do your chartings and all that.
Correct.
Usually, you can only do it from your laptop. Today, from the phone, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can also do multiple orders in one go. Usually, last time you had to key in, right? You call your advisor. Sekarang, you don't have to, right? What else can this system do?
We have multi-factor, and then not forgetting, because you see, Now the situation with majority of the trading platform, data overload, information overload. So it's very daunting for people logging into the system, don't know what to do. So our system is actually designed to let you have the flexibility to customize the dashboard according to your whims and fancy. So that you can actually segregate the data and information according to your own preference. So when you log in, you straight away can see the required information that you want. So that's very important. Okay, in Malaysia, I think I would like to believe we are the only one that has that. And also, so that just now Mr. Chris mentioned charting tools. So charting tools in Malaysia, majority of brokers only allow you to view and also to plot chart. So what our system have at an advantage over others will be you can click and trade. You trade using the charting tools itself. So previously it's just calling out the buy sell the form and then you place. This one you click on the chart straight away trade, so that you can observe the trend. When you observe the trend, you make your informed decision. So that's the reason why we choose this particular vendor. So that we have an edge over our competitors in Malaysia. First in Malaysia, no other broker uses them. So it actually you want to say it's a risk, I wouldn't say so. It's an opportunity for us to be different if compared to our competitors. Yeah. That's in a nutshell. Like what Mr. Chris mentioned, we have our demonstration booth outside. Go ahead and check with them, ask them to teach you and whatnot. But most importantly, open account and trade.
On a separate note, as I've just mentioned, I just took over this position some 2 weeks ago. So I'm actually a new CEO of AmInvestment Bank. Trading platform launch is really a maiden project, not just for me but for the bank. And I'm happy to, thank you so much for seeing me, because I always wondered how it really is, dealing with the press. And, I don't want to dwell too much into what the system can do and all that. We're not here to hard sell, but really is to get to know the press and for you guys also to know us, right? And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Yeah, silakan. Any questions you have for Mr. Chris or Mr. Ong? Yeah.
So what's the commission rate for AmEquities?
So the various, because from the regulatory perspective, offline rate are non-negotiable. But if online, according to product, it's super duper flexible. So that's why if you see from the competition, right, a lot of fintech the brokers has already come to Malaysia and whatnot. So but from that angle, theirs is very much system. Ours is system plus we have human element. So it is not so much about who can offer the cheapest rate. It's very much about who can offer the best product, services, and at the same time maintain the human element part of it. So that you trade, you ada apa masalah, you call, there's a human voice behind the scene that talk to you, so on and so forth. So that's the best part of it. The best service with affordable rate. Yeah. So it's between, I would say, 0.05 online, 0.05 to about 0.2.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, 0.05 to 0.2.
We are competitive.
Yeah, we are very, very.
That's very good. Better than others.
I think the thing to note is as well, we are one of the few local houses that has night tests. So for example, if you trade US stock, young man here no need to sleep, right? He wants to trade, right? He wants to buy Google or he wants to buy Microsoft, right? You trade, and if let's say you have a problem, you call. There is someone actually who will answer your call. It's not AI, it's not a chatbot, it's a real person. Yeah. So we are one of the local houses that actually still provides that kind of services.
Registration is free?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Registration is free.
Oh, okay.
And we are
Okay.
also doing some promotions now.
Yes. Promotion. We have cashback. And then we have freebies. We have goodies. So today apa pun ada.
What's the cashback value?
The cashback is 100 ringgit. So and then whichever comes first. So in terms of depends on the brokerage that you generate.
Leila, the question?
Okay, my question is, how does AmInvest plan to educate new users use this platform? Yeah.
Okay, very good question. Actually, we have already commenced and Ong can just chime in. We have actually already done a pilot. Actually, before we launched the system today on the 3rd of June, actually we have selectively reached out to some remisers, some clients to do small breakup groups to actually get their feedback, right? Actually, post today, what we will do is we will do roadshows across the country. We will do roadshows across the country. So you will see something like what we have just been doing here. So maybe we'll have, like, say, events in Kuching. We'll have events, say, in Kota Kinabalu, maybe in Penang, right, where we will get people to come to do it with us. What else can do you have in your pipeline?
We will turn quite a fair bit of the system functionality, education bit of it into video. Video, then we will post it on our website. So it's more like if you need it, you log into the system and you learn it on your own. So the quite a lot of video made available in the website for our customer or for future customer to learn how to trade, how to maneuver themselves around with the system, so on and so forth. So at the same time, we work very closely with Bursa on the education front as well. So this morning, during the panel discussion, Bursa did talk about a lot of their initiatives in educating the Malaysia public, okay, in terms of the importance of trading stocks, the importance of making informed decisions. So we are actually working very closely with Bursa on that front, the education and whatnot. But the most important thing is all this info, data, video will be available online for our customer to access at their own convenience time.
Actually, if you sign up, actually someone will call you. Someone will actually guide you in terms of the basics of how you maneuver the system. Right, so there will be someone, a point person that will be assigned to you to ensure that the system is friendly enough for you. The point
Another one is, who is your primary audience target? Is there only youngsters or?
Okay, so I think the thing is this, right? I think there are two categories of people that we want to target. Definitely, we want to target young people. Don't get me wrong, don't be angry. Okay, but we want to target people who are slightly older, meaning they are maybe early 30s, right? And why do we do that? Is because these people, number one, of course, they have a bit of money to invest, right? Number two, they are not so, how should I say, they are more level-headed. Right? We want investors to come in to make money. We want people to come in. Yes, you can buy stock and you take a position and all that, but we don't want people to trade and lose money. So we believe we want a slightly more young crowd, but people who are also level-headed will take a slightly more medium term in terms of the investment horizon. So people in the early 30s, a bit of money, people who are slightly level-headed, right? More balanced, know what they want in life, right? And we also want to target people who are slightly in the middle. You are between, say, if you have, say, I don't enter into numbers, but maybe it's difficult to say without numbers, but if you have maybe you are, say, early 40s to late 60s, you have a bit of assets, investable assets and all that, right? You have a bit of spare cash, you have a view of foreign exposure to certain markets, right? I think if let's say you were to ask me what kind of customers, I would say maybe you have about investable cash of 2 million and above.
Ada soalan lagi tu, Mr. Chris?
Could you maybe share your outlook of retail investors sentiment?
Okay.
A lot of volatile.
Okay, the age always asks the hard one.
We got two from the Asia. Adeline just arrived.
Adeline Borrach.
Yes.
Okay, I heard your name. Pleasure to meet you. Okay, I think at this point in time, retail investors, I mean, I'm going to say it as it is, right? I'm not going to, to sugarcoat. I think now people are quite cautious, right? People are still at the sidelines, and it is not secret because people just don't want to take a position because of what is happening in the US. But having said that, as I've always mentioned, right, there's always opportunity. I came out in 97. Maybank was $2.80 or 60 cents. Now can you imagine if I had bought Maybank then? Today I will not be sitting here. right? No, but there are always opportunities, right? But broadly, to answer your question, the sentiment of investors are generally cautious at this point in time, on the sidelines. And people, if there's anyone here who's asking maybe for a bit of tips, okay, where do you put your money? We have stocks, good stocks, for example, in REITs. They are yielding 6.5%. That is much more better than putting your money in the FD. Some banking stocks will be good as well. And I always believe people should be invested at all times. Maybe you are a bit cashed up now in terms of your AUM, as opposed to be fully invested, say, in shares. But yeah, there are opportunities. Cautious, but yes, still investing in high yield sector, defensive sectors. And okay, today of course we are promoting the equities trading platform, but there's a bit of high grade bonds. Adeline, any
Yes.
question?
My colleague is having the press conference.
Or anyone else? Please.
Yeah, I have.
Let's start.
Excuse me. Okay, considering that based on statistics that about 75% of the retail investors lose money in the stock market, what is your tips or advice to the retail investors?
Go back to fundamentals. Go back to fundamentals. Right. If you buy a stock, number one, I think take a slightly more medium term view. When I say medium term, it's probably 2 to 3 years. Number one. Number two, do your homework. Do your homework, right? Today there are a lot of tools out there that actually makes it very easy for someone to understand, for example, valuation, to understand things like, for example, like the trough or the height of the share price and all that. You have all those tools, right? So number one is take a slightly more medium term view, do your homework. Number three, go back to fundamentals. As always, people tell me, right, if let's say one kakak or one auntie or one amma come and tell you, hey, buy this, then that's the time you sell. So I think it may not be a bad time to buy. If you look at our market today, right, KLCI is trading about 14 times PE on a composite basis, right? Historically has always traded about 16 times. It is actually not a bad time to slowly just pick up some good stocks, if you ask me. Yeah. Thanks for your question, Thomas. Thomas is like, he's a technical guy. Are you like a
Engineer.
engineer? Good. Question from you. I like questions, please, because I really want to see what you guys are thinking in the mind. And I always believe the press is another part of the bank. Right? While we deploy capital, while we put our capital to use in the most efficient areas, you are the guys that will tell us actually what is happening in the market. My best friends are actually reporters and journalists. Yeah. So please, let's start.
Maybe I'll go for one more.
No, go for a few more.
Okay. I think, as you know, recently there was a hacking incident. When you were planning this launch and when you were developing the app, as you said in your speech, security was a very prime focus.
Sure.
So, what kind of features does that feature in terms of security? And did the hacking incident raise any concerns for AmInvest in run up to the launch?
Okay, so I think the thing is this, right? I'm glad you asked this question. I'm not able to ask you. I'm not able to answer the question about specifically how does it relates to AmInvestment, right? But I think that question should be asked to Bursa, right? Because they see everything from a market perspective. But there are two features in this particular system that will help safeguard. Now, is it 100%? I don't think so. But if you compare our system vis-a-vis, say, our competitors out there, we ada kelebihan sikit lah, right? And on this note, maybe I'll ask Leo, you want to elaborate?
Okay, no problem. So our system at launch will already have multi-factor authentication element of it. So it is mandatory for our customer to use this MFA. So it is not an option. So with the main reason being, Chris already mentioned, our main objective is for you to trade safely. So multi-factor authentication will be from the customer's angle. So that we also have cases where customer will send offline orders, meaning the reminder and the dealer to key order on behalf of client. So from that angle, we also kind of protect them, so that it will be from the dealer representative's angle and from the customer's angle. All will have multi-factor authentication embedded into the system, so it's very very safe. So that will be the part where we take care of the login credential. So at the bank level, so what we're going to do is cyber security is of utmost importance. So that we will have a team internally to look into all this kind of stuff also. Because that hacking incidents somehow kind of like knock our head and ask us to really emphasize on the security part of it. So the AmBank definitely put a lot of importance on it.
Okay, we didn't. Okay, this system was conceived, planned, rolled out actually 2 to 3 years ago.
Yes. Already with these functional features
so
in place.
it's not something where we thought about it just because of the hacking. But of course, the hacking thing came in as macam apa tu? They call it like an impetus lah, right? When now we talk about it, then people listen. Sometimes in the past, when we talk about it, people say, "Eh, mafan lah, you got this one lah, you need to authenticate lah, mafan lah. I just want to trade lah,
Yes.
But today it has become like something where it's normal, right? You have to have it. And then I think the thing is you can also use
Biometric
biometric.
for mobile. Biometric.
Yeah.
It remembers your face, your eye shape, and whatnot.
So we believe this will be the standard going forward.
Yeah.
At least for now, based on the technology we have, I think we believe this will be the standard.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, because there's a new thing that SC is collaborating with Khazanah to introduce
Tokenization.
the tokenization of bonds to expand the retail participation. What do you think about that?
Oh, that is good. I think Singapore has already done that, right? So AmBank, we are actually one of the 6 banks, I think. We are one of the banks, right? Today, it is still at the stage where we are discussing the framework, the plan and all that. But I think that will be good. That will be good. It gives you another asset class for investors to invest safely. And I think if we are learning from the from the Singapore experience, I think starters would be actually property related or bond assets first. Yeah.
And do you see it to be introduced this year?
This year, okay, that one you have to ask Khazanah, but I think they are trying very hard lah. Yes. For us, I think that is a very good question. It doesn't apply so much to equities because today you can trade on fraction. Now that works very well. For example, katakan right, okay, this building, right? Maybe only he can afford to buy this building, buy the whole building lah, buy the whole thing, right? But chances are most of us here cannot afford it, right? But you still want to have a piece of, say, this building because it gives you nice yield, you shopping and all that. You like this building, kan? So how do you buy? So tokenization allows you to buy a fraction of this building. Just like, for example, the other thing that you see now in Singapore is that you see how they can buy exposure into private equities, right? Same thing. There are certain platforms that allows you to do this. Tokenization will allow you to do that. So I think it is the natural evolution. I think it will be good for the investors who will have a separate asset class to buy into. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, perhaps one last question and we can wrap it up. Minum.
Do you have any
Oh, there.
target like registration numbers for the first year?
Registration number targets.
Yes.
Okay, so how do I okay, let me just think how do I answer this question without sharing too much information from my competitors, right? I suffice to say internally we have a target of X amount. With this system, it's 2X to 3X.
Yeah.
So
that's my target.
It's KPI banyak tinggi lah. Because in the past, before we roll out this system, people say, oh, AmInvest, your system it's like not very friendly lah, right? So we acknowledge that, right? So that's why we took this step and said, okay, look, let's do something, let's invest. It's a lot of money, right? There's no guarantee we get back the money. But suffice to say, okay, now that we are at the forefront, the hacking thing has proven to be a blessing, right? And we think if interest rate starts to dial down the US, next year could be a good year. right? It could be assuming US don't get into a recession, right? Because if you go back every time and they dial down interest rates, equity markets will tend to do well. Bond market first, then followed by equity markets.
Yeah.
So I think timing wise, maybe 2x is too low for me. But 2 to 3x to answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah. Any question from you?
I think for now, I think you've covered a lot. I guess the questions that I want to ask. So maybe we can talk a little bit more later. If that's
Please,
okay.
please. Thank you so much for
Okay.
having me.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Thank you, Mr. Ong. Thank you very much.
Please enjoy your refreshments.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.